Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Burning Abyss update. So, in this deck profile, this deck is ever-changing to me, because you can play it in so many different ways, in so many different variants of Burning Abyss. It's absolutely crazy, and that's why it's definitely in my top 15 favorite deck profiles of all time, because it has stood the test of time, and is one of those decks that has been super, super good ever since it came out, and it's been out probably, what, 6 years now, at least? Since Duelist Alliance era, which Duelist Alliance has been a long time ago in the beginning of the Pendulum era, which this deck has just been around for so long, and I don't ever think it's going to go away. I think this deck is going to be one of those decks that is a forever good deck. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into this. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this. So, first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Farfa, the Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. Quick shout out to Farfa. Really cool YouTuber. If you guys haven't seen his videos, you definitely should check it out. Really awesome guy too. So, all of the Malebranches share the ability that if you control no spells or traps, you can special summon them from the hand. And then, Farfa's particular ability is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster on the field and banish it until the end phase. But you can only activate either or of their effects per turn. You can only activate either the banish effect or the special summon effect. So you have to be careful of which one you want to activate. Then we play 3 copies of Skarm, which is the Searcher. If this card is sent to the graveyard during the end phase, you can add a level 3 Dark Fiend monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of itself, which is pretty good, to be honest. 2 copies of Libic. Libic is when it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 3 Dark Fiend monster from your hand, which is a really good effect to be able to get additional Fiend monsters on the field to overlay or link into other plays, which is really good. 2 copies of Alec. Alec is really good because it helps us with stopping our opponent with advantage. For instance, being able to flip an Alec into the grave, and after you do flip an Alec into the grave, it just makes it so your opponent cannot have that monster effect. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a face-up monster on the field and negate its effects until the end phase, which is really good with something like Beatrice in deck, because you can just send a Alec to grave during your opponent's turn, and then after you send it to the grave, you can target a monster, and it's just an instant disruption as well. Then I play 1 copy of Barbar. Barbar is basically here for time. If you send it to the graveyard, you can banish 3 other Burning Abyss monsters from your grave, and then if you do, for each one, you inflict 300 damage to your opponent, which is extremely good. 1 copy of Seer. Seer lets you special summon a Burning Abyss from the graveyard, which can be really, really beneficial and really, really helpful. 1 copy of Graph. Graph is basically, if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to special summon a Malebranche from the deck. And 1 copy of Kelkub. Kelkub basically giant trunades 1 set spell or trap and bounces it back to the hand. 3 copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to Foolish Burial another Fiend monster to your graveyard, which can be really, really beneficial to you by sending a particular Malebranche to the graveyard to get a particular effect, which can really help out. And also, Fiend-type monsters you control except himself cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. And then the last Fiend monster I play is 1 copy of Tour Guide, which is just an instant length 2 or a instant rank 3 play. So that's it for the Malebranches and the Fiend engine. Let's get into the generic rank 3 monsters that we play in this deck. So this is a deck that plays so many monsters, so you kind of have to break it up a little bit. And so you play 3 copies of Gallus, the Star Beast. Gallus the Star Beast is a really, really, really good monster in this deck. Basically, what Gallus does is you reveal the top card of your deck. You reveal this card in your hand, send the top card of your deck to the grave, and if it's a monster, you can special summon Gallus directly from your deck, or directly from your hand, which is really good to get additional link level 3 monsters on the field, to get link monsters and overlay and other stuff, which can be really helpful. 1 copy of Edgem Sabers. This is another Fiend monster, but I just kind of threw it in with the non-Fiend monsters. But if this card's in your graveyard, you can place a card from the top of your hand on top of your deck and special summon it. And you can only do that once per turn, but it doesn't banish itself, which is really, 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 really beneficial to a lot of the plays that we have is link materials. Then I play 1 copy of Wheelater and 2 copies of Psychic Tracker. You could play 2 wielders, 1 tracker, but I don't really see a point. I just had 1 wielder, and so I just played 1 wielder and 2 tracker. Basically, they're just here because you can special summon them. Yes, he does count as a tuner, but we don't play any synchro monsters in the extra deck, so it's kind of a moot point. You don't really need the tuner. But his effect is if you control another level 3 monster other than himself, you can special summon him from your hand. Then you can only special summon once per turn. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can turn a monster on the field and destroy it. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those kind of things. So you basically just use these for fodder to special summon onto the field to be able to overlay or link with. So it's not that big of a deal to play a wielder and 2 tracker or 2 wielder, 1 tracker. Like, it's kind of what you feel like you want to do or what you have your budget for. You can play 3 tracker if you wanted to, but I play the variants of names because I can normal summon, or I can special summon this and then special summon this, but I can't special summon 2 of these in a turn. So that's the only thing. I play 2 Cranes as well. Crane is really good to be able to get additional cards out of the graveyard. The only thing that you have to keep in mind about all of these Malabranches is if you control a monster that's not a Burning Abyss, they destroy themselves. But Crane helps that, and so does Tour Guide, because they negate their effects. So they don't destroy themselves when you're summoning them with Crane or when you're summoning them with a Tour Guide. And Fiendish Rhino Warrior also protects them from destroying themselves because they can't be destroyed by card effects, including their own. So that's it for the generic level 3s. For the Chaos Engine package that I'm playing 2 BLS and 1 Chaos Emperor Dragon because these are my big boss monsters of the deck. This really wraps up games with these guys. I mean, they just instantly destroy all the cards on the field. Like, I mean, Chaos Emperor Dragon, you pay 1,000, you destroy everything on the field, but you can't activate other effects during the turn you activate it. Send all cards in your opponent's hand and field to the graveyard, and all cards in your hand and field to the graveyard. And then it's just a 3k beater that you can just swing into your opponent and win. So it's a good one-of in the deck. And then BLS is a little bit more versatile, being able to just special summon itself out and then attack twice or banish a card on the field. So I play them at 2 and 1 just to give myself that little bit of edge where I can have, either or, whichever one I want. You could play Chaos Emperor Dragon at more than 1 if you wanted to, just to have that extra boost, and play it as like Chaos Emperor Dragon, Burning Abyss. When this card goes to 3, I might try it as a Chaos Emperor Dragon, Burning Abyss, and play 3 copies of Chaos Emperor Dragon. I don't know yet, but I kind of want to play around with that. So that's it for the Chaos cards. Let's get into the hand traps. So for the hand traps, we're playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Ogres, and 2 copies of Effect Veiler. The reason I'm playing this ratio is because I am playing Sekka's Light in here. So I play this particular lineup so I don't have to play like Impermanence or Foolish or Called by the Grave or anything like that. I have this lineup to help me out with my Chaos package with these 4, and I have the Ash Blossoms in here to stop my opponent from adding special summoning or doing anything with the deck or sending cards from the deck to grave. This is a really good lineup for this. 2, 2, and 3. 7 hand traps is plenty. I usually play like 7 with Called by the Grave, so I figured I would play, this ratio and it would be fine. I usually play between 8 and 7, 6, something like that, with Called by the Grave at 3, and then Ash Blossom at 3, and then maybe 2 Effect Veilers. I play 8 normally, but I'm just playing 7 in this build because I feel like this is plenty and I don't want to break with too many hand traps. So I feel like this is perfect. So, and also these are level 3s as well, which can be really beneficial. So that's it for the monsters. I know that's a lot, but we play, I think it's either 37 to 39 monsters. I'm pretty sure it's 42, but I think I got it right down to 40 because I was editing this deck all over the place today, and I didn't count it right before I took the deck profile. I know it's either 40 or 42 cards. So for the last 3 cards of the deck, we're playing 3 Sekka's Light, which eventually I will have secret rare versions of these when I get my Megatons in and I finally, do that. But I'm recording this before Megatons come out. So if you have no spell, basically if you don't play any other spells and traps, you get to draw 2 cards off of this card, banish it, and then reveal a monster in your hand, shuffle it into the deck, and then draw a card. So you can instantly draw 3 cards off of just this 1 card, which is really good. Really, really, really good. And so I play as a 3-of, so I'm playing Sekka Light, Burning Abyss. I feel like this is a really awesome card to play as a 3-of in this deck, and it's just such a good combo piece on the deck that I really just wanted to play it as a 3-of. So you can drop these out and play other spells and traps, but after I put the deck together, I was like, I'm only playing Emergency Teleport and Foolish Burial. Like, that's it. So why am I going to play that if I could just play 3 Seconds Light and draw and not have to worry about it? Because I was summoning Wheeler and sending anything I want to the graveyard. And I was like, do I really want to do that or just want to play Seconds Light? And I was like, I'm going to play Seconds Light. So I played Seconds Light in this build. Another thing that I want to mention that you could play in here that I was really, really debating on playing was Vanity's Fiend. Vanity's Fiend was like an MVP card that I was going to put in this deck, but I ended up putting it in my sideboard because I just didn't want to main it, because I felt like I could set my board up really easily, and then after I set my board up, I could just instantly summon Vanity's Fiend, because you can special summon all your Burning Abyss monsters, and then normal summon Vanity's Fiend, have a setup board, and have hand traps in hand, and your opponent was like not going to get past it. So that was another instant, like, just side note that I wanted to say. So for my extra deck, I'm playing Double Dante. You just need Double Dante. Mill 3 off the top of your deck, gains 500 for each one you mill, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to target a Burning Abyss card in your grave, accepting another copy of itself and add it back to your hand. One copy of Beatrice, Lady of Eternal. Again, I say this every deck profile, but you have to be careful with Beatrice because she doesn't count as a Burning Abyss, so she will destroy all your other Burning Abyss cards. You can overlay her on top of a Dante, and then if this card is summoned this way, the following effect cannot be used this turn. Once per turn, you can detach material from her to send a card from your deck to the graveyard. If this card in your possession is destroyed by opponent's battle or by card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon a Burning Abyss monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, which is always going to be Dante, Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss. You're always going to summon him off of the Beatrice. You're never going to fusion summon him anyways. Basically, this card cannot be destroyed. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and then once per turn during either player's turn, you can send a Burning Abyss card from your hand to the grave and then draw a card. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can send a random card from your opponent's hand to the grave. But it's basically a 2800 beater that can't be just targeted by card effects, and it's pretty good to have that. I play double Cherubini. You could probably get away with one. A lot of people play one in their build. I really like two. You're normally going to make one and then make Double Dante under it, or make one and then make Boral Sword or something like that, and then OTK. And maybe like Boral Sword, this plus maybe like Boral Sword and I don't know, Blackluster Soldier under this. Like, it's really easy to pull something like that off. Or this and a Dante and a BLS is really easy to pull off. I do that one a lot. And then OTK, my opponent. But basically, this sends a level 3 monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's the big thing that it does. A monster's card points to cannot be destroyed by their own card effects, so it protects your Burning Abyss monsters from destroying themselves. Avermax, because it's really easy to summon this with a Cherubini that's been used, and a Nightmare monster that's been used as well. So this card's a really, really good MVP card to just OTK opponents. Boral Load and Boral Sword naturally. If it's going to be a link deck, you're going to play at least one of these, but I play both. Topologic Trisbania, I don't play any, like, back row, so I'm just going to play this and go after my opponent. The BLS Link is actually really, really good in here. You don't have to play it if you want to go a little bit more budget, but it's good as a one of. I would have to say it's pretty good with one of, but you could change it out for like Decode Talker if you wanted to play Decode Talker and wanted to go a little bit more budget. Nightmare Unicorn, it's going to be getting a reprint. Don't worry about it. Bounces one card on the field, that's why it's good. Phoenix to pop spells and traps, Cerberus to pop monsters, and then Break Sword to pop anything you want with 2 monsters that are level 3. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a really versatile deck, and that's why it's in my top 15. Is because this deck is just like, okay, I'm going to play Sekka's Light. No, I really want to play a back row, and I want to play 14 hand traps. No, maybe I'll just play, Chaos Lightsworn, or Chaos Sworn, Chaos Burning Abyss. I'll do that. Or maybe you want to play Shaddoll Burning Abyss. But this deck is basically like a toolbox to do anything you want. And that's why I love Burning Abyss so much. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this video down in the comments down below. I really enjoyed doing this deck profile because this deck has been good for so long. And it just continues to get support with Cherubini and stuff like that. And I foresee this deck being good for a very long time. I really would like to see maybe a pendulum monster out of this, and then it would have all the mechanics. And who knows what holds for this deck in the new generation of Yu-Gi-Oh! When they release the new mechanic, which is going to be really interesting. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.